This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can pre-order Kaldheim there right now if you click on my referral link in the description below. So, before I jump into this very first premiere draft for Kaldheim, which I'm doing during the early access event Wizards invited me to, and they gave me a free preview account, so I'm getting to do this early, so thanks to them. My content's also sponsored, of course, by Card Kingdom, as always, and you can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below. You can pre-order Kaldheim and so forth. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this Kaldheim draft. Okay, well, all right. This seems strange to me the way the layout is, but maybe I'm hallucinating. So Furia's Retribution's really strong. You do have to end up in black-white to really use it, but you know, even if you have no other angels, it's a really great card. Made my top 10 bombs list, so it's probably what we're going to take. We can look around in this pack a little more. I mean, I do think Morite of the Frost is really good. I think this is something you'll first pick pretty often. I think Frostbite's in that area as well. And probably Shadow Sage in the long run. But yeah, we're going to take the Retribution. Keep in mind, angels have a little extra value for us. And, you know, kind of hope black-white is open enough. This is also a color pair that barely cares about snow, so yeah. Yep, I think this was number 9 on my bomb video, which came out today. If you haven't watched it yet, plug it. Today's MTG top 10 bombs in this set. So, we got a pathway here. I don't love it. Both the sagas here are really good. Unfortunately, this pack in terms of white and black cards is not especially good. You know, the Cleric is, I think, going to be pretty solid. Demonic Gifts is a decent trick, but, like, I think the best cards in this pack are these two Heists and Sarulf's Packmate, which is kind of annoying because none of it really lines up with our first pick. So, you know. It's more likely we find a way to play the Dimir Saga if we're black-white than it is the red-green one, so I think that's probably just where we're going to go. Sarulf's Packmate is quite good, but yeah, we'll take the Trickster Gods Heist. Start with a couple of sagas here. Mostly chapter 1 on this is where you're going to get the sweet value. Okay, so what do we have here? This is a pretty sweet card. The giant deck looks fun because of cards like this. I don't think it's for us. We do have the Great Hall of Starnheim here, which is the land for black-white. We'd probably just take Way Down. You know, it needs some setup, but it's a pretty efficient removal spell all game long. So I think I like it here a little more than Goldmaw Champion. And this land is pretty good, but I do think it's kind of less impressive than most of the other ones. It does make an angel, which is true, but, you know, it's not terrible, but I don't like that you have to give up a creature to get what you get. You know, if we get some extra bodies, it would be better. I guess I could take it just to cut it, and I do like these lands a lot, but I kind of feel like Way Down's a little better. You can look at it as it gives +2/+2 in flying, but you can also look at it as a 2-for-1. So I do love me some cards like Bergstrider in every set. Starnheim Courser is not bad. Hey, it was my preview card. It makes our Retribution cheaper. Another glimpse here. I do like Bergstrider. I'm sure this will end up being one of my favorite commons in the set for those of you that have watched my content before. I always love these little tempo-y creatures. But I think we probably just take the Courser here. It's pretty good. You know, makes our sagas cheaper and other things. And it's just got decent stats. It's not exciting, but it is fine. And it is our preview card, so, you know, At least wasn't Volcanic Blast this time, right? That was a card I basically never played. I think I played it once or twice. This one I'll play significantly, I would think. Okay. So, probably going to take a champion now. Nice little creature who can tap stuff down when it attacks, if you pay the mana. We're not really in a snow-covered lands are things we should consider a little bit, because black does care about snow, but white doesn't at all. So if we end up in white-black, we're not going to be a very snowy deck. But yeah, we'll take the champion here. I think it seems fine. I don't think there's anything great in this pack. I mean, these two lands are probably the best cards, but we're kind of far afield from playing those. Yeah, that's true. The double spell stuff is definitely something we need to keep an eye on, and Way Down helps with that. So far, we don't really have great reasons to be doing double spell things. Well, okay. So this pack is pretty good. Probably take Doomscar Oracle. It's a nice payoff for Foretell, and it's easy to double spell with itself. There is another Courser, which isn't bad. I also like Elderfang Disciple a reasonable amount. If you have enough snow lands, this is fine. Wither Crown isn't a bad removal spell, but it's also not really a great one. I think we go for Doomscar Oracle here. Take our first Foretell card, which is kind of what you want to be doing in black-white. So we'll put you over here for now. So, I think frequently in this format you're going to feel like you're like, where are all my 2-drops? But I think you're going to be foretelling enough on turn 2 that, that's what you'll be doing. Okay, so this is a good deck for the Cleric, so I think I'll probably take this. This is a place where we could sort of consider a snow-covered swamp, but I think we want to splash the Cleric. There are some, the blue rune here is pretty good. So maybe we should keep an eye on if other really good blue cards are coming around. But yeah, we'll take the Cleric. We do need, I think, to really have this deck excel, we're going to need a couple more payoffs for double spelling. But, some more Angels would be good too. We might splash blue. I mean, I just put it in the sideboard for now. Okay. So, interesting. The white cards here aren't great. There are a decent number of things this can blow up. We could take a blue card here, because maybe we end up in blue-black if white ends up not being open enough, and Pilfering Hawk isn't bad. We could also end up being blue-white, I guess. Gates of Isfel is pretty good. It's probably better. It is better than Pilfering Hawk. I'm going to take the Gates here and see what happens on that front. Okay, so I think we'll take another life gain payoff over another Cleric. It is worth noting the Shadow Sage isn't bad in this either, but we'll take some more Foretell payoffs here, which both of these are, but this one, generates value for a long time instead of just for a little bit. It does feel like white's open enough. It feels like black may not be, so something to keep an eye on. For sure. Gates of Istfell doesn't look like a land, so I was really confused there. All right, we're going to grab another Cleric here. So this is a place where we could maybe start considering snow-covered lands, but I think the Cleric's good enough that we'd rather take it over the swamp. Yeah, pack one, pick one. Furia's Retribution is correct. That is where we started. So, yeah, we'll put the Gates here for now. I mean, does feel like white is our primary color, but we could definitely end up being blue-white. Right, I think we grab another Goldmaw champion here. Seems reasonable. More so than these equipment and whatnot. Black does not seem super open. So that's something to keep in mind. We do have one pretty good blue-white card. And we can probably splash the Retribution if we want to. Okay, so we're just going to take Invoke the Divine here. Hello, Brother Zora. Glad you like the videos in the middle of the night. So, yeah, we'll take Bredegard here. Okay, so what do we have here? We have another Starnheim Courser, which isn't bad, for white. I don't know that I want to be first picking it. I do think Augury Raven is like a much better card. And it has Foretell, so we could set it up with our blue-white cards that we've already got. Our blue cards, or white cards, rather, talking. But is it a lot better than Augury Raven? Like, is Augury Raven a lot better than Starnheim Courser is what I'm trying to say. It's close. I mean... Yeah, I mean, Battleshield Warrior's okay, but I don't see us really taking over the game. I think we're going to take the Raven here and see what happens. I'm not sure of my colors, but I think staying open in terms of my colors, you know, taking the best card will help us in the long run, etc. Okay, so this is a weird card, one that's hard to evaluate, but I don't get the impression that it's especially good and limited. There's another Morate here. We could have had two of that guy. That would have been nice. Wither Crown's not a bad removal spell. I do like Serulf's Packmate a lot as far as commons go, but we could consider taking it. We're still not really sure what our second color is, honestly. But we probably just... Do we just take the Battleshield Warrior this time? That is the question. We could take, I think, what is the best card? Well, Morate is actually probably the best, but green and blue is probably asking a little much, but maybe it's not, I guess. You know what? We're going to take it. Keep our eyes open for fixing, but we're going to take it. Okay, so Usher of the Fallen's pretty good. It's definitely pushing us in a more aggressive direction. Rune of Sustenance is also pretty good. I think we go with the Usher. It's going to help us with double spelling in addition to just being a nice, efficient creature. But yeah, maybe this Starnheim Courser will wheel for us. That'd be cool. Rune of Sustenance isn't bad either, like I said, but... Well, back-to-back Ushers may really push us in a more aggressive direction. Yeah. Bind the Monster is a good removal spell. We're going to take another Usher here. So... Yeah. Hailstorm Valkyrie. That wants snow mana, which we have basically none of so far. So... Starnheim Courser, I'm probably going to take another one here over a second or a third Gold Maw champion. So, yeah, I'm really... White is very open, but everything else is... I don't know. So, we'll see where things take us. Yep, the Usher works well with Code Spell, so does Doomscar Oracle. Okay, so this is an interesting one. It's sometimes tricky to make a thing like this work, but it's cheap enough that I think being able to use it to make 2 tokens is pretty easy. Oh, but there's actually a Feed the Serpent here. I do think we take it over Rise of the Dreadmarn. It's premium removal, kills everything. Rise of the Dreadmarn, you know, you can frequently manage to get 2 zombies out of it, but that's not great. So, yeah, we'll take Feed the Serpent here. Well, now we have another reason to be in black. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a reason to be in black, and now we picked one up. So Turgridge Shadow isn't, like, amazing. You know, but I think it's probably the pick here. It's definitely solid. Raise the Draugr might be okay. We're doing kind of okay on a few creature types, but I think we'll take Tergrid's Shadow here. So it looks like black is open from this side, and I think that's going to finally lock us in instead of sort of speculating. Okay, so I don't love Duskwielder, to say the least. I don't, you know, it is cheap, but I think we're already doing well enough on cheap spells, and the cheap spells we have are, like, way better. So here, I think we're kind of looking at, like, Kaya's Onslaught Duskwielder or Snow-Covered Swamp. And I'm kind of leaning towards the Swamp. Although I do like the Trick. The Trick's probably the right pick. It's one of those trap card tricks. Okay, so yet another Courser. You know, we're going to get to a point where playing all this equipment is going to be pretty solid if we take another one. I do like Battle Shield Warrior more in most decks. But, like... yeah, I think in this deck I'm going to take another Courser. Plus, it's our preview card. So, you know, we have to take it, right? Yeah, we don't have snow stuff going on right now. It's true. Black has a decent amount of it. But we haven't taken any of it, obviously. Probably not going to mainboard Invoke the Divine. Oh, yeah. Well, Tergrid Shadow plus Tergrid is going to be... would be insane, of course. Okay, here we'll take a Raise the Draugr. Our creature types may line up in such a way that it works for us. Yeah. Yet another Courser. Okay, well here... Here I think we take Rune of Sustenance over Karfell Kennelmaster, who I think is fine. But I like this. I like the runes in general. And we have 3 Starnheim Coursers, so I think we're at a point where runes are going to be better than they look. Okay, so what is our creature types looking like here? We have 4 Warriors, 2 Spirits, 3 Pegasuses, 4 Clerics. I think we want the Shadow Sage here. We should be able to set it up reasonably well. Here's another Dwarf. So, we haven't picked up any more Angels, which is kind of sad. But, I think that's okay. Kind of doubt we're playing Demonic Gift. Yeah, we're basically an aggressive deck at this point. That's kind of where we've ended up, you're right. Okay, well, this would have been this is a pretty sweet pack one, pick one, because even without a bunch of elves, it's really good. Okay. Well, this pack's not great for us. It might just be the Braggart. He's fine. I like it, you know, again, I'm not a huge Duskwielder fan. If I had more double spell payoffs, I might think about it, but, you know, I'd rather have Code Spell Cleric for the most part. Yeah, so I think we take the Braggart here. Kennelmaster and such are all pretty decent. So, well, Scorn Effigy's not bad. And, oh, yeah, you might be right that the land's worth it. Because we could splash the Trickster Gods. What's it, who's it? You know, I am going to take the land here. I think it's worth taking there. Just because the pack wasn't super impressive. Also means if we see some black snow cards, we at least have a snow card now. You know. Because if we can splash the Trickster God's Heist, we will. I mean, it's pretty good. Giving somebody like our Code Spell Cleric for some really good thing they play sounds like fun. Okay, so Valkyrie's Sword is going to be a little better in this deck because of our Coursers. Doomscar Oracle, our deck's already pretty good with them. We do have more fixing here, which isn't bad. But I do think we probably want another Oracle or the Sword here. I have a feeling the Oracle might wheel. Seems less likely the Sword does. So, yeah. I think we're going to get Valkyrie's Sword here. Also, it's an Angel, yeah. So we'd like a little more fixing, and maybe we'll pick some up late. Okay, well, there's another Trickster Gods heist, but it's not going to be easy to set that up in this deck. It might just be Wither Crown here. It's a reasonable removal spell. Again, I think I like it more than Dusk Wielder. And Battlefield Raptor's okay. Setting up double spells too, but a 2-mana spell isn't bad at it either, honestly. So we'll take Wither Crown here. Hello, Aloysius. Yeah, I don't love Dogged Pursuit. I mean, there's a reasonable chance it wheels, too. Divine Gambit, huh? Okay, well, here's a good double spell payoff, a nice common one. Is there anything we have to give up for it? Not really. I think this one fits well into our deck. I think this is going to be a pretty key common for Black-White. It's just, you know, some pretty sweet value. It starts pretty inefficient, but it changes in a hurry. Draugur's not bad, but, you know, we kind of need snow mana, and we have one of those at this point, so we'll take Infernal Pet here. Okay, so Master Skald could be pretty good in this deck. It gets us back our enchantments, which we have a few of. The Berserker's not bad. Yeah, I mean, kind of leaning towards, yeah, the 2-drop here. It's not a great card, but we could use some more cheap cards, and that's for sure. Yeah, I think we'll get the 2-drop. Okay, do we want Scorn Effigy here over a yet another Goldmaw Champion or either of these? I think we probably do. We have enough reasons to double spell now that I think we go for the Effigy. I mean, I think the Gambit... I think maybe I gave it an F in my set review, and maybe it deserves a D. Did I give it a D? I mean, it's not completely unplayable. It's just also not very good. Okay, so we're going to take another 2-drop, which we're happy to see here in Story Seeker. It's not looking great in terms of fixing. We're probably going to have to wheel something to play our Trickster Gods thingy. But yeah. Oh, another Infernal Pet. I think we'll take that. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of 3s, but most of them aren't really 3s. Four warriors. Yeah. So do we want another Code Spell Cleric here? Maybe we just keep pushing into the... Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to try to go pretty hard on Synergy here just to see. You know, this is the first draft. Axguard Braggart is, I think, usually a better card, but given the way our deck has panned out, I think we want the Cleric. Okay, another Oracle. Great, that one did wheel. So it's just going to be incidental life gain. You know, we don't have big payoff for it, but that incidental life gain is no joke. So, I mean, it adds up. Yeah, the pets are a great payoff. I mean, the only better payoff for double spelling is the Menacey 2-drop. So, okay, we're finally going to take a Dusk Wielder after rejecting them all day. I want it more than Valor of the Worthy in this deck. It might get cut, mind you, but it is what we took there. So here's a place where we could consider taking Divine Gambit. But I think the Kennel Master is reasonable. And that Master Skald did wheel, so if we really want it, we might play it. Alright. I think our deck turned out pretty good. There's a white creature that makes tokens. That one might be better. I forgot about it. The black one gets 2+1/+1 counters and menace every time you double spell, which is pretty spicy. So, all right. So a few things to look at. We have 3 enchantments. It's probably not enough for Master Skald. We also have 1 artifact, but still probably not enough. for Master Skald. Probably don't need Koma's Faithful in this particular deck. I'm kind of looking at our Shadow Sage here and trying to decide what it'll be doing for us. I mean, we have 4 dwarves, we have 8 clerics, 3 elves, 6 humans. Okay, it's probably actually going to be pretty good because we'll be able to do 2 to 3 with it pretty regularly. There's life gain payoffs at higher rarities, but there's not one at common or uncommon. Okay, so we definitely have some trimming to do, as, you know, tends to be the case. Especially early in formats, it's like, it is considerably harder to figure out what to cut because you're like, you know, playing it for the first time. So we can maybe cut the Kennel Master. I think it's fine, but it's definitely not great. I may even cut the Shadow. In a world where I don't have a lot of ways of making tokens on my side of the table, I don't think we want the Shadow. We do have this, but yeah, that's it. So I don't think we need Dusk Wielder. I think 6 1-drops is enough, and Dusk Wielder is certainly the worst of that group. Is Death Knell Berserker going to be worth it in this deck? I mean, we're going to be foretelling a lot on turn 2. So, yeah. This stream will be available to watch later. It'll be on Twitch, and then it'll probably go on YouTube. Well, it may not go on YouTube till next week, actually. It depends on some stuff, but yeah. Honestly, with, you know, probably lose a Gold Maw champion. We probably lose, you know, in the end, we have a decent number of enchantments, 3 and 2 artifacts. Okay, well, we probably leave the coursers in. I kind of forgot about our angel. All right. So we probably lose Death Knell Berserker here. He's not going to be doing his make a friend thing very often. Although, maybe he is, huh? We do have 3 Code Spell Clerics. And Kaya's Onslaught. But no, it's probably not going to happen enough. Do we want the Onslaught in this deck? I kind of feel like, you know, tricks are always pretty easy to cut just because they're so situational. It is a good one, but I think it is where I'm going to cut something. And then, how are our creature types looking now? Have we messed them up significantly? No, they're still pretty good for our Shadow Sage. Tricks do allow for double spelling, it's true. Especially one that costs 1 mana to cast, but I think we have enough cheap spells that we don't really need it. But yeah, we could probably cut Gold Maw Champion. That's kind of been where I've been looking here. Yeah, we could think about cutting a land. Our curve is pretty low, and it's lower than it looks because of Foretell. It's not a lot lower, though, actually. It is lower, but not a lot lower. Do we want to cut a land in this format where we have mana sinks and stuff? Yeah, I guess that's where we're going to go here in the end. All right. See how this goes. So we pushed pretty hard on like the aggressive double spell deck. So now's when we're going to see if it works out. That's true. Does make it harder to double spell with less lands in a way. You could also argue you would draw spells less often, you know? Thanks for all the gift subs, Von Ham. I really appreciate it. It's always fun experimenting at the beginning of a format. I think Scorn Effigy is worth it in this deck. We have enough double spell payoffs to make it worth it. Ooh. Well, that's an easy mulligan. Did this just happen again? My god. Well, we're not off to a great start. Do we go down another card? Yeah, I think we have to. Okay. Okay. Maybe we actually want to put one of these back. Nah. Well, that's not a good start. Well, we do have all of our mana now, so that's nice. Oh, hello. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Forgotten Past. Okay. Alright. Well, I'd say we're in some trouble. Wouldn't you? Yeah, I'll play our champion here. Next turn we'll play Oracle and Courser, I guess. We do have removal for this, but, you know. Yeah, the playmat is cool. Apparently I have a pet. Which I, like, never have. But they gave us one on here, I guess. Yeah, we need to find removal for this guy, or it's going to be over in a hurry. They are all in equipment over there. So, we can't block at all, so we may as well attack. And then go Doomscar Oracle, Starnheim Courser, so right now we can name Cleric with this, and it'll do 2. Oh, man. This is a deck where, like, if we had any removal at all, we would be able to blow them out because of all the shenanigans over there. Alright, so... yeah, let's go ahead and attack with everything. So, are we more interested in gaining life or damaging them, given our deck? I mean, they're about to gain lifelink and flying on this thing. So that's not cool. Oh, the board? No. No, the board looks right. On my end, anyway. So yeah, I think we probably have to gain life. If it weren't for this lifelink, the funny thing is we would have maybe been able to outrace this thing. But our complete lack of removal is not helping us. So they don't quite have us yet. They're very close, though. We were able to play out enough things that we at least are pressuring them despite the scary, Yeah. Yeah, it has cool art for sure. So they have to attack us because we can tap it down. If they don't attack us, they're dead, believe it or not. Unless they kill our Gold Maw champion. Three, 5, 7, 9. So we can only hit them for 11, unfortunately. And they have blockers as well, so that pretty much does it. We can actually block it with our Courser, so it doesn't completely do it. But we're getting close to it being done. So... yeah. So we're going to tap one of them down. So, do I play the Cleric just to have a blocker, or do I want to hold on to that +1/+1 counter and or gain some life? I think I'm going to hold on to it. It's a little bit dangerous, but we're in such a bad position that I don't really have a choice. If they have a 5th land here, we're dead. Because they'll make a dragon, and that'll pretty much be it. Okay, well, it did have to come into play... it did have to come into play tapped. But untapped, that is. We do have, what, 2 or 3 removal spells that can deal with this Berserker. But we have to find it. You know, given that we mulligan to 5 and we have to stare down a turn 2 Dragonkin Berserker, I'd say things have gone surprisingly well. Oh, man. I think you're too late. Especially because they can just move the equipment around. Yeah, well... Oh, it doesn't even shut it down entirely. What happened here? Oh, because of the equipment. Yeah. Well, now we're real dead, I think. I think we'll just play it out. Yeah, it's pretty bad against equipment and auras. So they can make a dragon this turn. That's not the route they took, but... which is interesting. Oh yeah, I should have played the Cleric first. Don't think it's going to make a difference here, but... Oh, I did do it right, actually. Well... yep, that'll do it. Yeah. That game didn't start good for us with our mulligan. And, didn't go well in the end. Hello, Shmiralize. It's good, how are you? What is going on here? My goodness. Okay, look at that. We can actually get all our colors. Amazing. It might be reasonable here. We'd probably get rid of our effigy, I guess. Thank you for the sub, Shmiralize. Yeah, it's hard to decide what to throw back. It could be the land. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. This hand works out pretty well without land. We're not going to play the Cleric when we can get value out of it later. So the question here is, do we want to play our Story Seeker or foretell our Scorn Effigy? That's what it comes down to. If I foretell the Scorn Effigy, next turn I can play it, Code Spell Cleric, and Story Seeker. So even though I'm not adding to the board now, I'll add a bunch next turn. So I think I can live with that. I guess we want to put the counter on the lifelinker most of all. So I think we go... Story Seeker. Now the question is whether I keep the effigy in my back pocket. I don't think we do. I really like Clarion Spirit. I'm jealous of theirs. Okay. So if they try to use a trick or something here, we can blow them out. Wait, this is a sorcerer. No, it is an instant. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and attack with these two. Could definitely be removal in the offing here, but I think it's worth the risk. Ooh, maybe not that removal. It only has... Oh, right, so it's going to exile something. Yeah. So, that's annoying. Let's see how they block. They don't, which makes sense. Okay. Well, fine then. We'll play our Courser here. Sigrid is nasty. Well, my creature still would have gotten exiled, and the unfortunate thing is it would be before the trigger, so I would never get my creature back. So don't do that if you see that happen. Okay, so we're going to attack with our Courser here. And yeah, just leave up Feed the Serpent and hold on to a land. So far, I haven't been ultra impressed with the double spell action, even though we've pulled it off. It seems like you run out of gas a little too quickly. I could kill Sigrid just to get my creature back. Ah, so I guess I should have killed it in response to hold on to that counter. So, nah, it's not worth doing yet. Okay, so we'll attack with our Courser. Play another Courser. Actually, I want to tap my mana a little differently so I can bluff a little more effectively. We've also had the unfortunate luck of going up against people with really good 2 and 3 drops, which has been not a lot of fun. Okay, so next time, I guess I should exile Sigrid in response. I'm so used to the old templating where you got shafted if you did that, which never really made sense, so I'm glad they changed it. Oh my god. That's not good, guys. It's not good. See, we're completely out of gas, and double spelling is going to be very hard, you know, and that's something I was a little worried about with this deck. So you probably need to run, some kind of value engine-y, like Raise the Draugr, which we do have, and stuff like that to really keep the spells coming. Clearly you should have drafted a more powerful deck. Yeah. Yeah. They did that backwards, at least. Oh, God. Yeah, I'd say we're dead. I think Jamino was kidding. I don't think he was being a jerk. That's what I'm going with, anyway. Yeah. We're pretty much dead. It's funny that we put up more of a fight when we mulligan to 5. I guess we did mulligan to 6 in this one, but... So we have all the coursers. Yeah, we'll go ahead and scoop. There's no way out. They can pump their whole board and everything, so... So, not off to the best start. Which I guess is kind of an understatement. 0-2 to start. You know, Cardboard Live I think does work. I installed an update before, but now... I don't think I opened it. Never mind. It looks like I'm having a hard time getting it started. Okay, this is a much better hand, I think. Yeah, this is the first time we'll have gotten to keep 7, which is nice. But I do feel like this strategy, which we sort of were testing out, which is just like jam a bunch of cheap spells and see what happens with double spelling. It does feel like it's hard to get double spell triggers after the early game, which, you know, was something I was concerned about, but now seems definitely to be the case. So, okay, so I think we play our Usher here. Okay, so... We're going to go ahead and boast here, which is nice. Yeah, Village Rites would be pretty good here. We could go Valkyrie Sword Code Spell Cleric next turn. But that doesn't really seem worth it to me. Alright, so I think I attack with both. I'm probably going to play Infernal Pet in my second main phase. Yeah, so we're going to play our Infernal Pet here. And then we're going to get double spelling going. This time around, it might pan out for us. You know, our opponent having a slow start helped. Wow. Yeah, they're in trouble over there. Treading water as much as they are. Okay, so... I think we go Story Seeker, Code Spell Cleric, so if they do play a creature, we can kill it and they're dead, pretty much. So this time, our aggro start worked out for us. I mean, it might not be over. They might have a way to really shaft us here. Shouldn't count our chickens, but... This is the best we've felt so far today with this deck. Our opponent doing nothing is an A+. Nice. Yeah, at least I could beat the deck that did nothing, you know. That does help. I think that hand would have been good against anybody, to be fair. But obviously, if they did things, it would have been a little bit harder. Alright, I think we can get away with keeping this one. Even though we have no black again, I think it's fine. Yeah, I mean, we can play Starnheim Courser and Rune of Sustenance and whatnot. Seems fine. Okay, what do I want to foretell here? Worth remembering, we can put this on a land if we're desperate. Scorn Effigy is a Scarecrow. So... yeah. Let's go with... I'm gonna go with the Cleric. Yeah, we haven't seen our Saga at all, which is sad. Ooh. Well, that's not bad. So we can go do this. Play Usher of the Fallen. We would, of course, like to draw some more mana, but that wasn't a bad turn. Alright, so... I think for now we're going to decline, because its ability does matter a little. Okay, so I think we probably just attack and make a token here, and then... No, I think we actually want to foretell our Scorn Effigy a little more. Yeah, we've had rough time with mana here today. So we're going to decline. Third land is good. Yeah, so... I think we probably play our Courser and our Effigy here. Yeah, so play our Effigy. Oh no, our opponent played a creature. That's, you know, normally not such a bad thing, but given our situation, it's pretty bad. So I'll put Rune of Sustenance here. Ooh, okay. So... all in on our Starnheim Courser? Guess so. And we can actually move the sword to it next turn. We're not going to get a chance to cast our sword any other way, I don't think. So I think we go ahead and play it. Well, I'd say we're in pretty good shape here. Alright, so I think we let our Oracle go away. Okay, so... I feel like our best shot here is going to be at going all in. And hoping that works out for us. So that's what I'm gonna do. Lifelink does help. So if they have removal, we're probably gonna lose, but... Okay, so, I mean, we're at 28. I think I can get away with just taking this. Alright, so... That's awkward. To have one to foretell and one not to foretell. I think we just have to play one. I think that makes the most sense here. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have taken out all my swamps, you're right. That was a mistake. Alright, so this guy has trample, which is no fun. 12 damage. Don't we just win on the backswing? This gets through, and then at least 2 gets through? Yeah, so we just take it. Oh, they do gain 1, don't they? So that's 12, which will drop me to 15. I think we do take it. Goodness. Okay. So, this can do 6 to us by their next turn. Like, 3 at the end, 3 now. So I don't really think we want to attack with everything yet. Oh, they forgot to hurt us. Do they not have a creature card? They don't, which is good. Alright. So that's... 5, 8, 15, 17, 20. So we need to block some things. Namely, that, and this, and that, and we'll take the other 10. Wow. Well, we won that one despite never drawing swamps. We have had some pretty terrible luck today with mana so far. But given that we're 2-2 despite that, I'll take it, you know? Yeah, going all in on our Courser was the right move. I mean, it's a swingy play like that where it's always like, if they can kill it, they probably win. Kind of like what happened to us in our first game where they put it on their Dragon Boast guy. Okay, I think we can keep this. This is a hand where we have both our colors, which is nice. So I think we just go for it with the Seeker here. We're just going to keep playing out creatures. We did win a game with the Courser, which is fun. I definitely never won a game with Volcanic Blast, you know? So we're going to go ahead and play the Courser. I could play out the Effigy too, just for aggro. And I think that is what I'm going to do here. We do need to hope we draw some real cards. But we're in decent shape. Hey, there's a real card. I guess I'll attack with the Effigy too. So, do we just play out the Oracle here too for aggro reasons? I think we probably do. I think we want to keep pressure on them. See what they have. We've yet to see someone cast something really scary from Foretell, so I kind of feel like we're due. Okay, so they're gonna foretell us. Oh man, if they can't really do more than this turn, we're gonna be in pretty good shape. Doomscar would be funny. Next turn, they'll have some extra Foretell mana. The best card in my deck is Furia's, the black-white rare saga, Furia's Vengeance or whatever. Interesting. That's what they were the most worried about, huh? Alright, so we're going to attack with everything. Just hold on to our removal. And, yeah, we're going to end our turn. Let's hope they don't have Doomscar. But yeah, it is less likely they have it, I suppose. Oh yeah, that is what it was. So now we really know it wasn't Doomscar. Lol. Pack 1, Pick 1 was the Black-White Saga. Alright, I think we're gonna get there. Bergstrider tapping our guys down. Doomscar's not an instant. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill Bergstrider here. Nope, Raven forms the sorcery too. That's what keeps it from being super good. Raven form is the kind of card, like, I mean, you know, I've overrated cards like that in the past, and that's the only reason I know not to overrate it now. So we've managed to win 3 in a row after losing 2 in a row. It would be nice to see our Saga, you know, get a feel for that card. Here we are again, though. These hands have been weird. Like, the probability of this happening to us as much as it has. Like, lands all in one color, spells all in another. Alright, that's much better. I think we send back our Shadow Sage in this hand. Furia's Retribution, that's what it is. I kept forgetting. So we're just gonna suspend Doomscar Oracle. On turn 2, suspend. Foretell it. I may not actually play it super soon. I may just play Coursers out. Ooh. That's pretty nasty. Yeah. When you can search up a rune with that, it's going to feel really good. Yeah, so we're going to go with a Courser here. Yeah, giving things lifelink is no fun. For us. Okay, interesting. Too bad I've only got 1 white mana, huh? Oh, boy. It's not doing us any favors here. Well... guess we'll play another Courser. Yeah, I do wonder whether we should have just gone with 17 lands in this deck. Kind of feels like that could have been the right move. Oh, man. So are they going to put it on the Raven? Probably not. Putting it on the Berserker is pretty gross. Just because it'll give them value no matter what. So we did manage to reduce the cost of our Valkyrie Sword again, but with 1 white mana, we can't do anything else, which is frustrating, to say the least. I guess I'm going to play the sword. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I see how it is. So, we're going to equip this to a Courser. Then we're going to play an Usher of the Fallen. The VIP client, man. It's the shuffler. When I say that, I'm joking, by the way. People who complain about the shuffler are one of my least favorite things about Magic. So we're just going to take this. If we're going to have a chance here, we got to be taking that. I do have Raise the Draugr, I guess, so maybe I should think about blocking just so I can double spell more effectively. Like, if I block with both Coursers, I can get them both back. That's probably what the move was there. Double block the one with the helm. I think that's probably... I think it's probably the deal. They're going to look at my deck, and if it's plains, they're going to throw it in the graveyard, I bet. Just kidding, but it could happen. Usher of the Fallen. Oh my god. If we don't draw a play... Oh man. Well, at least I can kill something. At least there's that. That's brutal. That is brutal, sir. Or madam. I don't know who Talsi is. You guys might. Alright, so I think it's double blocking time. I can double block and feed the Serpent here. It won't get the trigger if I feed the Serpent it, which is nice. So I guess that's probably where we're going to go here. I mean... yeah. Drawing another plains would be nice. Our opponent's going to steal our Furious Retribution. Man. It's like a knife to the heart after we haven't gotten to play it. I mean, I don't know what else they would take. Oh, it has to be a creature or planeswalker. Thank God. Thank God for that. Yeah. Okay. Well then. We're gonna play our Doomscar Oracle here. Then we're gonna raise the Draugr. And I guess Infernal Pet gives us something a little more threatening. Also a black card that we can like actually cast and double spell with, which certainly matters. I think the set releases on Arena on Friday. Ouch. Such a flavorful card, though. Friday's top 10 is the most flavorful cards in the set, you know, my opinion, obviously. Maybe it is tomorrow. It could be tomorrow. Seems like they usually do it on a Friday. But it could be tomorrow. Yeah, I don't... Okay. So, let's play this Infernal Pet. And then, let's play Code Spell Cleric. And who wants to counter more? And yeah. So we're not quite dead, but we are headed there. Yep, so I wonder why they're not equipping this. Isn't that weird that they decided not to equip it? I mean, it's probably not going to matter, but it still seems weird. Of course. Okay. Well, yep, that'll do it. Yeah, this was an interesting draft. I don't feel like we got a great feel for how good our deck or bad our deck was, generally speaking. But it didn't feel great, you know, and I came away... If you can aggro out and get some double spell bonuses early like we did in some games, goes pretty well. But you can run out of gas pretty easily in that deck, which makes things that draw you cards like Revitalize and even things like Revitalize look a little better, Village Rites, etc. So, yeah.